Hi, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the Cricket Happenings today. And in this Cricket Happening show, we are going to look at two tour matches that are happening. One is, as we know, Sri Lanka are taking on South Africa. In the sense, South Africa are touring Sri Lanka, and South Africa played their first warm-up match today against the Sri Lanka board Presidents 11, and they would really be going with their heads high because they have made a good start to their tour of Sri Lanka here by winning the tour match, which was one-day international, which was played between the Sri Lanka board Presidents 11 versus the South Africans at Moratuwa, and South Africans have won this match handsomely by a margin of 108 runs. So I'll be talking about that match. And currently there is a match which is happening. We all know that India are touring England, and India have been struggling as far as the bowling is concerned. The batting has been really doing its bit, but the bowling has been a big concern for India. And right now, when I'm speaking to you, the live update that is coming here from this cricket ground here in Derbyshire, which is the county ground in Derby, is that India this is the final innings in this particular match, and today, this is the final day too. So looking at that, India have been set a target of 142 to win the match, and currently they have already lost the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan for 9. Murli Vijay is not out 22, Ajinkya Rahane not out 7. So they are on their way here to get a victory. In the sense, they have been set a target, and it will be very interesting to see how really things pan out, because India require another 97 runs, but they have 9 wickets intact. So definitely things looking in favor of India. Well, I'll come back to that. But first, as I said, so today I'm going to speak about two tour games. And so the first tour game that has finished, let's talk about that game, which was between the Sri Lanka board Presidents 11 and the South Africans. South Africans playing their first game of this tour of Sri Lanka, and South Africa, well, they had a very good score on the mode of their 50 overs, and they put on 297 for 9 of their 50 overs. The feature being Hashim Amla, who is going to be the new Test captain for South Africa in this particular Test series against Sri Lanka. But yes, he was definitely not the captain here. He was playing under A.B. de Villiers, who was the captain in this one-day international match. And Hashim Amla was the one who played serenely to score 104 runs. So in fact, getting a century of the very first match of the tour here, Hashim Amla, and that will do him loads of confidence. And as you know, he's also the captain of the new captain of the South African team, so that will give him loads of confidence. Hashim Amla retired out 104 of 79 deliveries with 16 fours and 1 6, and the 6 that he hit actually brought up his 100. He brought up his century by hitting a 6. Now Quinton de Kock was really struggling. Now Quinton de Kock, as you know, he has been a pretty consistent player, and he's a very attacking stroke maker. But today, I think he had some problem really adjusting to the Sri Lankan conditions, because if you look at his innings, he contributed only 18 runs, but he occupied 40 balls without scoring a boundary and a 6. So that was a real struggle for the opener Quinton de Kock, who is for the first time touring Sri Lanka. Du Plessis was the one who combined into a very good partnership with Hashim Amla and got runs pretty quickly, because they were 61 for 1, and then the second wicket fell of Amla at 153. I mean, he was retired out, as you know, and Du Plessis contributed 41 of 55 balls with 3 fours. A.B. de Villiers also made a very good 41 of just 27 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. Duminy getting a good hit too, making 54 of 56 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And then Ryan McLaren chipping in with 20 of as many balls with 1 6. And finally, the South Africans innings closed at 297 for 9 of their 50 overs. looking at the bowling that the Sri Lankan board president's 11 had, I wouldn't say there was any very frontline bowler, but yes, Suraj Ranadive is the right arm off spinner who has not been in favor of the Sri Lankan selectors, because I always feel that he's a very good test spinner, but today he definitely bowled 10 overs to give away 47 runs but picked up 3 wickets. And also Gamage, who is considered to be a talent in Sri Lanka, 10 overs no made in 3 for 36, because this is a team, we can say it were all a lot of Sri Lankan hopefuls, but more than the bowling, I thought the batting was the one which was under prime attention here. Pereira 7 overs 143, Gamage 3 for 36, Fernando 10 overs 1 for 57, Mendes was costly, 6 overs costing him 43 runs, Mubarak bowled 5 overs for 56, he was really thrashed by the by the South African batsman. Vitanage bowled 2 overs none for 15. Now, as far as Sri Lanka board president's 11's innings were concerned, well, they really had it found the going very tough, as they were all out for 189, and thus paving the way for a South African victory on their first tour match of their tour of Sri Lanka by 100 and I think it was it was a margin of 108 runs that they won. Now, Sri Lanka board president's 11, as I said, the Sri Lanka board president's 11 consisted of lot of test hopefuls, lot of aspirants as far as international careers are concerned, and I thought that out of the Sri Lanka board president's 11 innings, if you look at it, one good thing that happened, let's look at every player there. Upal Taranga was a failure. He was scalped early by Dale Steen for 4 or 5 balls with 1-4. Mahela Udavate, who has played a few matches, was out for 10 of 13 balls with 1-4 and 1-6. Mubarak could contribute only 5 runs. Tirumane was left for only 3 runs. So the pace attack was the one which was really causing the damage in the initial stages, with the combination of Dale Steen, who took 1 for 24, Renan Philander 1 for 20, Ryan McLaren 1 for 33, and Moni Morkel 3 for 29, the best among the lot, were the ones who created the early damage and piled down the pressure on the Sri Lanka board president's 11. But Dinesh Chandimal would have been pretty happy with his effort, because he has been struggling as far as international cricket is concerned. But today he contributed 50 runs of 54 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Vitanage was an early victim for a duck. Mendes could contribute only 11, Pereira duck, and then to just give a semblance of, not a hope I would say, but definitely trying to resist the South African bowlers was the job of Suraj Ranadive, the right arm off-spinner, who is also an all-rounder. After doing well with the ball, he put up an all-round effort to contribute 53 in a losing cause with 6 fours, and then the tailenders 21 from Fernando's bat with 2 boundaries. Gamage was not out on 11, and finally the Sri Lankan board president's 11 were all out for 189. And looking at the bowling, as I said, the early damage was done by the South African pace bowlers. After that, it was the turn of the spinners. Arun Fungiso, playing for the first time in Sri Lanka, 2.2 overs, no made in 2 for 9. And Wayne Parnell came in and picked up 2 wickets for 15 runs in the middle. In fact, he picked the wicket of, I thought it was of Chandimal and Vitanage that he picked up. And as I said, Biron Hendricks bowled 3 overs and went wicketless. He was the only pace bowler who went wicketless in this particular match. And finally, as I said, in this warm-up match, South Africa proving very superior by winning the match by 108 runs. So that is as far. So the tour of Sri Lanka has really started off in a very nice way for the South Africans. Now let's have a look at the other match which I am talking about, and I do see that India have reached the 50 mark right now. I'll come back to that later. As you know, India actually declared the overnight score of 341 for 6 declared, with Stuart Binney remaining not out on 81, and then Derbyshire played in the morning, and Derbyshire, even though India had the lead, a very slender lead of 15 runs, Derbyshire declared with at 156 for 3. Slater was out for a duck today. Bhuvneshwar Kumar getting his wicket. Borington made 29 with 1-4. Chesney Hughes made 20 with 4 fours. Gottleman, who did well in the first innings too, contributed an unbeaten 56 with 7 boundaries, and Hughes was not out on 36 with 5 boundaries, and Derbyshire 156 for 3. That lead which was there, that really gave the score of only 142 runs, but Derbyshire declared the innings closed. For India, the bowling, Bhuvneshwar Kumar looked impressive after quite a long time, 6 overs 3 minutes 1 for 5. Mohammad Shami bowled after that injury, 11 overs 2 minutes 1 for 39. Ishan Sharma bowled 7 overs 1 minute none for 10, was economical. Bini 1 for 17 among the wickets. Jadeja none for 7, none for 29 for Vijay, and Ravichandran Ashwin bowling 5 overs for 37 runs. So India were set a target of set a target of 143 to win the match against the Derbyshire 11, and currently India lost an early wicket of Shikhar Dhawan in their chase when he was LBW bowled Higginbotham for 9 with 2 boundaries. Currently Murli Vijay were not out on 25 with 4 boundaries. Ajinkya Rahane is not out on 12, and India are serenely proceeding towards the target, I could say. Right now they are placed at 50 for 1, and Cotton, none for 2. I don't want to get into the bowling figures here, but let me, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wind up my cricket show now with this live cricket update coming in from the county ground here in Derby, and I'll be leaving you for the day, dear fans and subscribers. Yes, I'm going to leave you. The score stands at 50 for 1. India further require they require another 92 runs with 9 wickets remaining currently, and Murli Vijay not out 25, Ajinkya Rahane not out 12. Well, dear fans and subscribers, this is your host Ram leaving you on this cricket show today, but promising you, as usual, the Cricket Happening show will be up tomorrow. So tomorrow I will generally give you the information as to what happened, whether India won the match against Derbyshire or not. I don't see any reason why they should not, but definitely I'll be dwelling in a very, very brief way as to what happened in this particular match. But currently India are absolutely well placed, but well, one has to wait and watch. Well, dear fans and subscribers, on this note, with a very big thank you to all my dear friends and subscribers, your host Ram is winding up for the day. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.